Andrew, do you know who Chase Young is?
Yeah, of course.
No. My point is, I don't either.
Before I said that Cade Cunningham would never be an All-Star, and I just wanted to double down on that.
Oh,
I just
We're back
What's
with
going on with
another.
Mike's video?
I know.
Breaking news!
UConn just defeated Purdue. The NBA playoffs are about to take shape, and let's do some more NFL mock draft. Let's go. What's up, Jam Squad?
Hey.
What's up, guys?
I'm MK.
What's going on?
I'm your host. I'm here with John, Drew,
Yeah, everybody got the shirt.
and
Way to
Tesla
go, guys.
Mace. We are jam packed. What's going on, fellas? How you doing tonight? What, y'all couldn't send it out on the group text? Everybody's wearing their shirts tonight. I'm like the only one out. What in the world?
JC's gonna be happy though. JC's gonna be happy with you.
That's why we're supporting
Yeah,
everybody.
he will. Shout out to JC. I know he's gonna be coming up in the thread here soon. That's for sure. For those that just tuned in, boom, UConn defeats Purdue 75-60 for the national title. I think I was
we
a
all picked
little.
UConn.
I think I lost by 1 point, is what I think.
What did Andrew say? What'd you say, Andrew?
I said I think we all picked UConn from the beginning, right, to win it.
John went with Gonzaga, but
Gonzaga, that's right.
yeah,
Appreciate
I mean talk about a team that lived up to the hype, man. I mean I think the majority of America probably picked them to win it, and I mean they didn't even have a close game. I mean, that's crazy. Not even single digits. Like they were only tested versus Bama until about 10 minutes in the second half, and then they just turned it around. It's pretty incredible. I think they might be they're definitely the best team since that Florida squad, 17 years ago, but they may be one of the best ever.
I mean,
they're just coached so well too. It's the players and the coaching. Like they had a game plan against Purdue, and it worked really well. I mean, Purdue hung around for the first half, and that was it. And then after that, it was over pretty much.
I mean, yeah, Zach Edey finished with what, 35 of 60? I mean, come on, like
he got 37,
37 and 10.
I mean, come on,
37
nice
and 10.
double.
Yeah, feel bad for the kid. The whole team got 23 and he got 37. I mean, but you said, Andrew, good game plan by Dan Hurley. I mean, he did a great coach.
They let him play one-on-one in the post. They didn't let in the first half. They took like 1 or 2 3-point attempts. Purdue was the second. They were leading with the second highest 3-point percentage. They shoot a lot of threes, and they were held to just a couple 3-point attempts throughout the entire game.
So they were 1 for 7. The entire team 1 for 7 from 3
1 for 7. They didn't let them shoot the three. They stayed home on their guys. They are making the big guy beat them, and they let them score a bunch of points, but nobody else contributed. And so, they didn't let them. They still played hard defense, but it was just a great game plan, and it worked.
Here's my question though: was it a great game plan, or I'm not trying to take anything away from UConn, but Purdue all year has relied on Edie, right, being 7'4", and most teams don't have a 7'2" guy 280 going against them. So what do? They bring the double team, right? And what's Edie do? He
Right.
passes out from the double team. So I mean, this time they basically played him one on one with Clean. Clean played him one on one, kept him going, made him go left almost every time, and I
Yep,
mean.
yep.
They stayed home, and so the shooters weren't open because they weren't doubling, right? When the backup came in, then they doubled, and I think that's actually when they got 2 of their 3-point attempts. When the backup was in, but I mean, they did make a concerted effort. Don't get me wrong, to guard the 3-point line, but when you don't have to double a beast in the post, I mean, it makes everyone be able to play a little bit better defense on the outside, right? And
I mean,
they're yeah.
he made 15 out of like 25 shots, scored 37 points. I wouldn't say like they contained him, but
Well, no, but I'm saying they didn't double them,
yeah, they
right? I
didn't
mean,
double him, right?
whereas most teams you double them because you don't have that size inside to be able to compete with them, and that it obviously leaves a shooter open, right?
Right.
What you're
So
forcing is you're forcing somebody else to beat you. Like, yeah, Edie's. You're growing arms back there, bro. Uh,
oh, I was
you're
like,
you're
what the
letting
heck just
Edie.
happened?
It's not like a free score, right? He still's got to put in work. Yeah, he's gonna get his attempts, but he's not putting up six. He's not putting up 60 points on you. So then you're forcing other players to have to play their actual role. And this was like my biggest I don't gripe, I guess, about ball nowadays. It's just everyone stands outside, so nobody gets open. Like where's the backside picks? Where's the off ball movement when Edie does have the ball? Everybody's waiting for him to get double. Well, if nobody doubles, then nobody's open, right?
That's true.
You got to create movement somehow. You got to set picks somewhere. Um, but
And I
especially
think that's
if you're
what
not going to double.
UConn did well. UConn, when they ran their
Yeah,
motion, there's a play in the first half where they just run this motion around, and all of a sudden they did a back cut and got a layup, and I'm like, wow, that's new. Like it.
yeah.
The players were very smart. They all knew what was going on, even with about 6 minutes left when Purdue's tried, setting up the full court press. They'd get in the lane and just pull it out. Every player, like I mean, just really good kids, well coached. I thought they did an excellent job. I really did. I thought they were the best team, and they don't always you don't always see the best team win, right? So good for them. And like I said, I retooling after losing a couple of guys last year, and they get to do it again. I mean, that says a lot about who they are. So, and they may be around the next couple of years. I don't think they only have 1 or 2 seniors in that starting lineup.
Sheesh. And
Although you heard Kentucky, you heard the reports from Kentucky, right?
yeah, of course. Wait, before we get on to that, what's up, Super Soleil? Congrats on winning your work company brackets for both men and women brackets.
That's
You're supposed to be
fantastic.
online right now, sir. Just kidding. Yeah, actually, I did hear the news out of Kentucky. For those who don't know, Calipari is no longer there. He's
Wow.
going to Arkansas.
So
How
The
many?
Razorbacks.
So the next report, though, Kentucky is rumored to offer the UConn coach a contract that he cannot refuse. That's the
Wow.
reports as of today. So they're saying it's a number that has never been given to a college coach. The
Basketball
question
coach,
is
right?
a
College
college men's basketball
Yeah.
coach. Yeah. The question is, would he take it? Like, why would you leave UConn? I mean,
You already
if
got
it's
all your
just if
guys.
it's just the dollars and cents, right? I mean, if
Right.
UConn's willing to match, I mean, UConn's a basketball school, right? We're not talking. Yes, Kentucky is as well, but I mean, at this point, UConn's won 6 championships, and
Yep.
as of more recent too.
Well, I mean, Kentucky is since Calipari has been known as being the one and done guys. They're not.
Right.
They're not UConn, right? UConn's more of the 4 year. We're gonna develop you here. You know, and because of that experience, they always get deep runs. Whereas the one and done guys, they might be better NBA players and have higher ceilings, but they don't do very well in the bracket. And I think we alluded to that earlier when we started filling out our brackets.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I can't think of a school. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't think of a championship by one and done players since Duke when they had Jaleel Okafor and Justice Winslow, and I can't remember the other guy right now. They had like three one and dones on their squad and they won it. But they also had some seniors on there, some older guys as like the backups and off the bench and to fill out the starting lineup. So, um, but yeah, I can't really think of a one and done led school that's won in a while. Before that, I mean, we had Carmelo Anthony, we had Anthony Davis. Wait, did he win it? No, my memory's
I don't
not
think so.
helping me. It was Davis and John Wall, right? I thought they won it
At Kentucky, yeah, I think
at
they did.
Kentucky. Yeah, but yeah,
Melo won it with Syracuse.
yeah, he won it.
Hmm.
He was one. I mean, he was amazing. I think he averaged like 22 and 10 or something for the season and in the tournament. So
Wow.
he had a great run in Syracuse.
Wow.
But yeah, I can't think of a lot of other one and done schools like that principally just rely on them that actually won the whole thing. Good teams, but
Well, okay, so that poses the question: is the one and done going to continue to be a thing with the NIL?
maybe not, right? People will be more
I don't think
incentivized to
so.
stay.
Yep.
Not only that, but the development of the G League and overseas play, right? I mean, why go to college for 1 year if you could play professionally in Europe or in the G League and then a year later leave and get drafted into NBA? Like more and more high round lottery picks are coming from those types of picks. So
We've had players that proved it. I mean, Luca played in the Spanish league. That's the second best league by far in the world, right?
right,
Uh, what's his name? Lamelo played in Australia, came out high draft pick, doing well besides his injuries. So I mean, yeah, other players have been doing well in other professional leagues, getting drafted and doing really well in the NBA. So it makes sense. I mean, if you want to go get paid to play in Europe in a league that's better than the college players against guys who are better than the college players, it's better development for sure. So
yeah. I mean, I it's going to be interesting to see the future of the sport. I think the one and done players are on a big level are going to be a thing of the past. I think you're going to see more, couple year people in college get your degree, longer term. But who knows? I mean, you may see a lot of transfer too. So, even look at Alabama, right? Alabama has four transfers, from a year ago, right? And they go to the Final Four. So, maybe we could call it one and done, but not one and done pro, right? One and done school to school. I mean, you had the transfer portal, you know.
but
That portal's insane, man.
the incentive though, because a lot of NBA teams, I wonder if they'll change the way they do it, but they draft on potential, right? And
Right.
if you're in the lottery, you're guaranteed how many years at like $7 million a year or $5 million a year? Like you're basically guaranteed to be set for the rest of your life, just if you get drafted in the lottery or in the first round almost. So I mean, it's still. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be attractive for guys that are projected there. They're probably still won't stick around longer than a year. I mean, they're just going to go to the NBA, become professionals, and move on. So, like Bronny James. So,
You just had to go there, huh?
You
I just
said
had.
I thought you started that conversation by saying lottery pick, or even professional.
You had to go
What are
there,
the
huh?
odds, guys? Have you checked the betting odds and where he's going to be drafted yet? I mean, it's going to be interesting. I still say he will, even though probably is not ready. But
You think he gets drafted in this year's draft?
it
You're
if he, I think if he stays in the draft, he
Oh
will.
no.
Somebody's going to do it. Dude, imagine if you're the Charlotte Hornets. Oh no, let's say some other team. Atlanta Hawks, Charlotte Hornets, some team, right? And LeBron James calls you, say you draft my son, and I'm signing with you for the next 3 years. Like you just sold out arenas for 3 years for your team. You're
So,
making tons of jersey, like all the jersey sales, like so much attention. Downtown Ohio or whatever in Ohio, like when LeBron James left to Miami, restaurants went out of business. Like their downtown life literally was gone when he left because that's how much business and everything he brought. So I mean, it's a big deal to get a guy like LeBron on your team, especially in the smaller markets. Like it's a big deal. So I don't know.
I will.
I
I will
think a
give you
team would
that.
be tempted
That
by
was a
it.
25-year-old LeBron though. I mean, let's not misconstrue that this was prime LeBron, right? Versus 40-year-old LeBron. I mean, not that he's slowing down anytime soon because he's still putting up numbers, but and I don't disagree with you that one of these smaller market teams it'd be a good get for them. Um, I just don't know if they risk it. I don't.
People will come out for the farewell tour, man. They always do. Kobe had a nice farewell tour. You know how much floor seats were on his last game? It's like they're just going for like $40,000-$50,000 a seat. It's crazy.
Can you think of any other NBA player in just NBA history that has as much power as LeBron? Like he's got rid of coaches, right? Like several coaches. Has it, do you guys recall any player that has had that much power on a team?
Not that much.
I
No,
mean,
not even close. Actually,
we
yeah.
have a ton of
MJ had some power, but he had Jerry Krause, and that guy like didn't give a crap. I think he did what he was gonna do, right?
Super Sully
Paul
said Paul
Pierce,
Pierce.
that's
Yeah, get out of
hilarious.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul Pierce. He still thinks
Paul
he has
Pierce had
power. Paul
power.
Pierce.
Paul Pierce had power over wheelchair access. That's about it. When you did bring it out.
Couldn't even get off the court on his own power.
I
But I
I
mean,
love Paul. I mean, I love watching Paul Pierce play though. But still, yeah, no power for an organization. LeBron for sure. I've never seen anyone else have that much ever.
no, I haven't. I mean, there's definitely more influential players that have played in the league, right? And guys that you definitely don't want to get rid of.
Yeah.
But as far as like, hey, I want Russell Westbrook to come play with us. Boom. Lakers make it happen. I can't play with Russell Westbrook anymore. Boom.
The
Lakers make it
happen.
happen. Like who has that kind of power? Like I don't I can't recall
Well,
of
I
any
think we've
player who's
seen.
had
I
that.
mean, in recent years, we've seen a lot more player empowerment. So I mean,
Yeah.
Paul George kind of muscled his way out of Indiana. Kawhi
Kawhi?
Leonard got
Yeah.
himself
Kawhi.
out of. Ben Simmons tried to do it, and it worked eventually. But I remember when Pierce tried to do his farewell tour.
It's too much.
It was
Farewell,
crazy.
they don't love you like that.
When Bronny, right before he ever played a game, he was projected to go to the Magic. And so everyone was like, oh, LeBron might go to the Magic. And then he actually played his first game. And then they're like, nah, never mind. He's going to fall out of the top 20, right? In the top 30. And then he just kept falling.
Yeah, it's a weird situation because I mean, obviously, we all know he's not ready to come out and be a professional, but you feel for the kid because there was a moment where he's like, okay, he's gonna enter the transfer portal. His coach
Does he
left,
go to
right?
Arkansas?
Yeah. No.
Does he go join Calipari?
No,
I will
not
say this
Calipari,
though,
but-
like I'm not counting him out long term. Like there's a ton of NBA players in their freshman year in college that average 5 points a game.
Right,
Get a
but
ton of
that's my
playing
point.
time,
Is
like
that is
yeah.
I almost thought for a second he was going to do that. Like, hey, I'm just transferring. You know, his coach left. I think his coach went to Northwest. No, where did his coach go? I think he went to Northwestern. I want to say. So it was like, oh, might he follow him there? Or, you know, where's he gonna go? And then, and then LeBron comes out and says, hey, you know, he's his own man. Let him, you know, good for him. Let him choose. And then like a day later, oh, he's declared for the draft along with the transfer portal. And I'm like, wait, what? Number one, I didn't even know you could do that. I thought you
I
had
didn't
to
either.
declare, you know. But so I mean, you feel bad because you feel like he's going to the draft for his dad. In all honesty, that's why he declared. Whereas the transfer portal was more of his thing. So I feel like he's caught between his dad's shadow and trying to do what he would like to do. And
Well,
I mean,
I agree with
yeah,
that. It came out that LeBron had said something to the effect of, the Trojans weren't professional, or he didn't see the professionalism out of the team, and so he needs to move. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, why doesn't Bronny say that? You don't need your dad to say any of that stuff. And I don't think Bronny wants his dad to say it. I think his dad's going to say what he's going to say because of LeBron. But I think he's in a rough spot. I think you're right. I think it's tough because his dad has expectations that might differ from his skill set at this point, right? And so I think that's rough for the kid.
Well, let's move into the NBA. I know this is what Drew's been waiting for.
I thought he wanted to talk about Caitlin Clark.
Dude.
He
We actually, I mean, we do have to give
He did.
we have to say one thing. Highest viewership ever for ESPN for any basketball game ever in that final.
crazy?
She's a beast.
Men,
It's
women.
been since 2019. I don't think there's been another basketball game, period, men's or women's, that has been higher.
Men, women, NBA, college and NBA, doesn't matter. Most viewership. So that was pretty cool. There's a weird. Taurasi is the GOAT. Absolutely, by the way. I saw her, actually, I was working at the mall, and I saw her walking around. I was like, dang, she looks bigger in person. But I think she's like 6'3".
You saw her there? I saw her at Chino High School when she was our rival school and tore us up. So
yeah, one of my friends' wives played against her in high school and was like, we were guarding her 4-on-1, and she was still scoring all over us. We couldn't do anything. So, but
she's the GOAT. She's the GOAT, but the way that Caitlin Clark is changing the game is very Steph Curry-esque, in my opinion. Like, I mean, she's pulling up from logo, shooting like it's a normal shot. Her handles, her vision is to me, it's very revolutionary for the women's game. That being said, if I'm her, I'm not going to the WNBA. I'm going to the 3-on-3 tournament and taking
Big
the $5
three?
million.
Yeah, taking the
$5
$5
million. Like, how do you leave $5 million?
She could probably do both. Actually, I don't know how long that season is, but she could probably do both. The WNBA season isn't even that long, so. But here's the thing. What's crazy is I've been hearing like people hating on her, and WNBA players hate on her and stuff, and say mean things, and I'm like, is this to try to create more drama? Because if you're not loving this girl, because she's about to get all y'all paid, like with all that viewership she potentially is bringing, she will be getting all you all paid, and you should be like welcoming her with open arms and praying that this viewership keeps up. So I don't know if it's like a jealousy thing or what it is, but if you're a WNBA player right now, she should be your best friend, because you're like, ooh, my $250,000 check's about to become a $500,000 check in a couple of years when our viewership goes up. So hopefully everyone realizes that and jumps on board as fast as possible, because I think NBA players get that, man. I think they really do. They know who's paying for all their who's bringing all the money in for all of them. So hopefully that doesn't last, because she is a remarkable player.
Yeah, it was a heck of a run. It was good to see South Carolina finish it off. I would have felt bad if 2 seasons in a row they lose their perfect season to Caitlin Clark, right?
Right.
So I was happy for them, but I mean, they were the better team, right? I mean, they were the bigger team, I guess I should say, right? I felt like their offense was literally shoot it and let that Brazilian girl go up and grab the rebound and score, right? So you can't teach size, which again to me is still unfortunate until the parity of the college women's game. Honestly, they need to cut the tournament to 32 teams. Like you can't have South Carolina playing their opening game favored by 64 points. Like that's just unheard of. I mean, and it was the men's, and I'm not saying just because it's the women's game. Like the men's game was like that up till about 10 years ago, right? 16 seed never stands a chance versus a 1 seed, right? It eventually developed, but I don't think the game has developed yet to the point. And it's kind of like, I guess it'll be interesting to see the World Cup in a couple of years when it goes to 48 teams rather than 32 teams, right? Is it going to dilute the finished product in the early rounds of, oh, Argentina is going against some country I don't even know how to pronounce, right? So it'll be interesting. I think, in my opinion, I think they would be good to currently have it as a 32 team, bracket, because you'll get more competitive games from the get-go. I also think doing it at the same time as the men's, I think, is a little bit of up till this year was always a little bit of
Yeah,
an
agreed.
issue, right? But
I
I
think
mean, it
they
seems to
did.
be working. So
I think they did take turns though, right? Like, if here's the thing about March Madness is everyone's thinking about it, so I wonder if it even actually helps them just to be kind of in line with that. But yeah,
yeah, I mean, and the women's game. I mean, it's you could say one could argue that it's it got due to Caitlin Clark, it got much better viewership, obviously, but ESPN is really pushing the women's basketball game, both on the college level and the professional level. So you look at ESPN during March Madness. I don't know if you guys ever just go to ESPN.com and the first thing that's up there, even during the men's tournament, is the women's game, and I'm scrolling down to see the scores of the men's game, right?
Right.
So that's got to help, I think, in viewership and everything as well.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Drew, how many games we got left in the NBA?
4 or 5, right? I think it's
I
like
think
5
Yeah,
games left.
5
Yeah.
games left.
Um,
I think I don't think there's enough games to make any big changes out east. Am I wrong by saying that?
no, I mean, I think that's pretty accurate. It was going to
I think
be
all the
Sixers.
changes are going to be in the West for sure.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
Lakers are interesting, man. We're just gonna jump right in, guys. We're talking about the Lakers.
Yeah,
Let's be
go
honest.
ahead.
So. No, but I was kind of at first. I'm watching them play against Minnesota, and I'm upset. I'm like, LeBron's not playing. AD gets a face injury or whatever. He gets hit in the face. He's like, gets out after 12 minutes, and then it hits me. I'm like, having Minnesota win is probably the best case scenario for them because they want to match up. They got to figure out a way to match up against them. And I think at this point they're being like very strategic. So. I think the Lakers are pushing to avoid the Nuggets in the first round. Rich, yeah. I think
Now
they
you know
are.
why
I think
Richie
they're.
and now you know why Richie and I are friends.
Love it, love it.
No, but I think they're trying to get matched up against the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves don't have Cat, and they're young, so it's going to be
And
tough.
that's what we want as Clippers fans. We want to play the Lakers
Yep.
and knock them out second round.
Yep.
I don't care where it happens, but I've been dreaming of a Lakers Clippers series my entire life, and every time it's about to happen, it gets taken away from me. I remember the series where the Lakers were beating the Suns. We were up 3-1, and then they gave up 3 games in a row and lost. And then the Suns got to play the Clippers. I thought we were going to get a Lamar Odom, Kobe, Kwame Brown versus Elton Brand and Corey Maggette and all those guys. And I was super excited. Didn't happen. And then we had there was a few times too, more recently. Oh, in the bubble, I thought it was for sure. I thought we were going to get a Lakers Clippers, matchup, but didn't happen because of injuries. And
Yep.
it feels like
Yeah,
ever since
Rich ain't
Kawhi and Paul
wrong.
George
I
game,
always
was just
get hurt.
the injuries on both sides were just keeping that from happening. So I'm hoping that happens. I would love a Lakers Clippers second round. That would be amazing. And, I mean, and it'd be sad for the Clippers, but it'd still be a cool cool series.
I know, knock out the Lakers in their last season at the building. I mean, that'd be crazy.
We're gonna go though, right? If it does happen, we got to figure
We
out a
have
way
to
to
go.
go.
We got to go to a game,
We'll go to the Clippers home game so we can afford it.
right? We need a few more subscribers, please. We need to go to this game.
Make sure you click
Next
that
week. I'm gonna hold up
subscribe
my sign
button.
that says, "Please subscribe."
What are you gonna do?
Need money for Clipper Lakers.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Speaking of, so I'm the only one not wearing the shirt today, right? Looks like everybody else is wearing the shirt. I will have you know that over the weekend we ended up going to SeaWorld and we're heckling the camera guy at SeaWorld, right? The guy that's doing the camera work for the orca show. And he's pointing on fans. I just happened to be wearing my jam pack shirt that day. And I was
Yeah,
like,
nice.
okay, we've got to get this on camera. Mike's like, yeah, you get it on camera, dude. I'll totally video it. I'm like, sweet. And so I see the camera like pointing towards us. I'm like, oh, this is it. This is it. And then I see the lens like get bigger. I'm like, oh, he's definitely like right on us. And sure enough, like 2 seconds later, I'm like, oh wait, that's me. Yeah. woo! And I'm cheering. I'm like, Mike, did you get that? And
And
he's
I
like,
look up,
oh, wait, what?
I'm like, Mike, you're on camera. You're on camera. Oh crap! I forgot to get on video.
I'm like, dang it. That was our moment.
I know. I mean, we
That
needed
was our
the back of the
moment.
shirt to say like and subscribe, John. So we need a special one. So when we
Okay.
get on the big camera, I thought you were going to
Too
tell him
funny.
about what happened at the free throw thing at SeaWorld, Mike. That's what I thought you were going to tell him about.
Our free throw misses or my free throw misses, man, freak. Get out of here with that.
That's funny.
I've lost enough already with this March Madness. I don't think I can take anywhere else.
At this point, we can just go to one of those like live broadcasts outside the crypto arena and just start jumping with the fans like this, you know, like.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good idea.
Telling you,
we could even talk about like some domination last Thursday night, right, John?
No,
Yep.
get out of here. Okay,
Yeah,
moving
like
on.
that.
We're not talking
Baby.
about, yeah.
Moving
Big
on.
We'll let Andrew enjoy his win in the
12
Yahoo
threes.
bracket because that's the only win he's seen
Let's
last
go.
Thursday night since last Thursday.
My goodness. All right. Let's see here. Well, I think you guys think the Clippers are gonna keep. They've got to keep that number 4 spot, right? They're not losing
No.
what
I don't
any
see
of their
that
last
happening.
4 games.
Are you worried
Great
about
comeback, by
Dallas
the
though
way.
a little bit? I mean,
Yes.
personally, I am because Dallas is playing really well right now, right? And I don't know. They seem to be doing really well. Luka's doing his thing. I'm a little worried about facing them in the first round.
That was a great comeback win though against the Cavs. I mean, down almost 30,
Yeah.
and then come back and win it.
But that's
That
the
was-
thing. We're down by 15, 20, 30, and then we got to fight to get back and win by 2. You know, it's the last defensive play, and it's just, why do we get down so much? I think that's, I struggle with that. I struggle with it so much.
Dallas Clippers will actually be a really interesting series. They faced each other. Will this be their third time in the past like 5 years or something? I mean, I know that Luka and Leonard has some really, really good battles in the playoffs already. So I'm excited for that. It'll be kind of like another. I mean, it'll be a chance for Luka to try to prove himself and beat Kawhi this time, because last time Kawhi kind of took it to him and won it. So,
all right.
But it's gonna be good basketball.
You guys ready for this? We're gonna move on. We're gonna do a mock draft here, and I'm gonna bring in a special guest, Mr. Rich Powers. Welcome to the show, sir.
Nice.
What's
Let's
up?
see. Can't hear you, bud. Let's see here.
Is he muted? Richie, you muted?
He's muted on his man.
Like, nah, let's continue Clipper talk. Yeah. That's right.
Hey, Richie will join in on the Clipper talk.
Yeah, he's got to unmute his mic.
He's got to give his Clipper point of view first, and then we can jump
There
in
he
there.
goes. Now you're good, I think, Rich.
All right, give me 1 sec.
Of course. Welcome.
Welcome.
Let's see here. Let me.
You hear me now?
Yes, we
sir.
can.
All right, perfect. I'd rather
Love
talk
it.
with the headset on. How you doing, guys?
How you doing?
Doing great.
I wore the Eagles gear.
Nice.
Hey, Rich, I just saw something on Twitter today that said the last time there was an eclipse was the year that the Eagles ended up winning it. So
There you go. There you go.
But that's worth.
There you go. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. Good.
Very well. Very well. Hey, how are you feeling about your off-season additions?
I'm more concerned about the subtraction. No, I like the additions. But definitely losing Hassan Reddick, that's a big loss.
That's
right
a big
there.
one. That is a big loss.
Yeah.
That is a big loss.
Yeah, no, but I definitely like the signings for the most part. We have draft picks, so there's a lot of positives. I would definitely say that.
I heard there was some issue with Hassan Reddick that came out after he left. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. So I guess he met with Fangio, and Fangio was pretty much going over his what he was bringing to the table in the defense, what he was going to have him do, and I guess Reddick didn't like it.
Oh
So
yeah,
it was a negative meeting, and yeah,
just
Oh,
just
man.
let it out, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a big loss. I mean, I thought for a while I'm gonna be honest, all your signings, I was like, man, they actually got a good squad going. So,
Hmm.
um, I was a little worried there, but when they lost Reddick, I felt a little bit better. But like you said, you got a bunch of picks in the draft, so and they're pretty high. So
Well, I guess there's a rumor going around that Parsons isn't happy.
Oh,
So he's a PA
I heard
boy.
that. Yep,
yep.
I heard that.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
why
so
would
that'll.
Parsons not be happy? I mean, Cowboys
Oh, I
have done
wonder
so
why.
much to help them this offseason.
So we have an opening. If you'd like to come over, I'll
There you
gladly
go.
take Micah Parsons. I
I
mean,
think
even
your
though,
wife. I think your wife will get mad at that though.
oh
His
yeah,
wife's
and
a huge Cowboys fan, by the way.
I just bought her a Parsons jersey too.
Well,
We'll get a
get
Spray
super.
paint it green. It'll be fine.
you guys can
Yeah.
each wear a Parsons jersey. You get the before and the after. You'll be all
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
I'd be definitely happy with that one if that happens. But overall, I like the off season for us. I mean, but like I said, that was a big loss.
He was actually
I
him and his wife
I got
actually went to the game in Philly, the Dallas Philly game last year. So
Oh,
he
cool.
Yeah,
he
I
had
don't
some
know how
Very
it
cool.
works, guys. I don't know how it works. 12 years now. We've been
good for
talking
you.
trash year round. So yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, we went to Philly last year and then Dallas in 2018 to see the game. So both nail biters, and definitely love the outcome this time around as opposed to
How,
2018.
how do you feel about Saquon being on the team? Do you think he's a really good fit? I know he's a really good running back, but do you think he's a good fit for what you guys do?
Well, I told Mike this, and the thing is, are they going to let him run the ball?
That's fair.
Because
That's a
it
fair
seems
question.
like, yeah, it seems like our coach falls in love with running Hurts all the time. As we saw last year, his knee was all banged up. He was limping
Yep.
around, and they had Swift. And it was funny because Swift, I think he was like fifth in rushing, and he barely like touched the ball.
Yep.
So that was kind of interesting. And then the year before,
Hmm.
we had Sanders, and he had a breakout year. And I mean, they didn't hold on to him, but you didn't. I felt they didn't utilize him enough. So if they actually utilize this guy, especially just those little dump passes on the outside, like
Sure.
yeah, I think it'll be a great weapon to have and take the ball out of Hurts' hands, run the ball, let him run the ball.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Draft wise, what are you hoping the Eagles do?
I would say that we definitely. I still would like some line help for sure, just to get a little younger. I
Okay.
know we signed some. We signed my his name is this is where you have. I'm getting older, having these moments.
Uh,
The lineman, the defensive end we just signed from the Jets. Help me out, Mike. Uh,
I know who you're talking about too.
yeah, I forgot his name.
shoot.
The linebacker, he's good though.
Yeah, he's a
Uh,
stud.
yeah, I forgot. But anyways,
Yeah,
lineman help. Definitely want to get some secondary help. I think you know who I really want, and I'm biased, is Trot Jr. That's who I want at
Oh yeah,
linebacker. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think we need some
that's a
Yeah.
good
linebacker
pick
help.
right there.
Yeah,
That's a
so
good solid pick right there.
yeah, I follow a lot of Philly, local Philly stuff, and they had an interview recently with Trot Senior and him, and he was talking about how he really wants the Eagles to draft him for sure. And he also said if the Cowboys got him, I would not wear I would not wear his jersey, but I would love to get him, that's for sure. But those are some of the things I think we need just to start getting a little bit younger.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Always want to get younger.
Hmm.
Well, let's see here. We're gonna do something fun. We're gonna get you to do a mock draft on what you would possibly get the Eagles to draft, and I will set this thing up here. Let's see here. Enter Soul Draft. We'll do the first 4 rounds, and then we'll put this thing on normal speed so we can. Now, this platform will offer trades. You can choose to accept them or not if you choose. We just really are interested in what your thoughts are. Looks like you got 4 picks so far. First pickup
Keep
is
in mind, I
your
picked Drake May for Chicago with the first pick. So for what it's worth, I mean, like I don't even know.
Oh, you're not a believer?
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, man.
If Drake May goes #1, I will do something terrible on this podcast. There's no way.
You better be careful, man. Because
I know, I know, I
You
know.
cash
But my
checks. I
buddy,
know
our
you
buddy
do.
Richie
But
and my buddy's a big Chicago fan, so it might be worth it if they pick Drake May, right, Rich?
you
Yeah,
never know.
yeah.
All right, let's see. Your picks up. Houston's offering you a pick 42, pick 59 in the 4th round of next year. Bengals are offering you 3 picks and a pick next year for your 22nd and pick 210. Want to take it or leave it?
Let's see. So it's either the Texans or the Bengals.
Yep.
Wait, go back to the Bengals one.
Bengals pick 49, pick 80, and pick 97. And then one second round for next year for pick 22 and pick 210.
I don't know. I kind of want to hold on to my picks.
You got it. You
Yeah,
got
honestly,
it.
yeah.
Here we go. So we'll hide that. What position you drafting? You drafting first?
So I would
Super
say,
Solely said we want Bowers.
you know what? I actually saw a mock draft and they had the Eagles taking Bowers.
Is he available that late? Really?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Go to tight end. Tight end. There you go. Yeah, no, he's gone. I think, right?
No, he's gone.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where did he go? He went to the Raiders. Woo! We don't need him. I don't know why we got a tight end.
Who's available at D line?
Let's see here. Interior or edge?
Interior.
Interior. You got Johnny Newton out of Illinois. Byron Murphy out of Texas. Sweat's out of Texas.
Ooh, kind of like Sweat. Screw it. I'm going with my boy. Try Junior available. I'll draft him.
Ooh.
Let's bring him home to Philly.
Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
There he is.
Here we go. Drafting Trot Jr.
I think you could get him in the 2nd round.
I know. I want him now, though.
Let's see here.
You want to make sure you get him, right?
Yeah, make sure I get him.
That's right.
We got our next pick at pick 50. You guys picked up Keon. What's his name? Coleman at wide receiver, Mike.
Why are we getting a wide receiver there? Oh, maybe it's because we haven't done anything with that youth yet.
Trade him and get a draft pick.
Yeah.
Philly. That's funny. Let's see. Pick 50 and pick 210 for pick 52 and a 4th next year. That sounds pretty crappy. Or drop down to 66 and a 3rd. That also sounds crappy. Okay. We're going pick 50, right?
Rich, the real reason why I don't want you to pick any of to trade your pick to any of those teams is just because they're in our conference or our division. So if you could do us a favor and not trade out, appreciate it. Thanks.
Gotcha.
All right. So with pick 50, what position you going for? What need are you filling?
All right, let's go. What defensive backs are available?
Okay, we're going DBs. You got Lassiter out of Georgia, Carson out of Wake Forest, Drain out of Missouri, James out of Auburn. If I go to safety, help. Got Braid out of Maryland, Bishop out of Utah, Bullard out of Georgia, Bullock out of USC.
Yeah, why don't you get another Georgia? Why don't you get another Georgia kid?
Let's keep it up. Let's go, Georgia. You're a Georgia boy.
Hey,
the Georgia Eagles.
The Georgia Eagles. What's your prediction, Rich? What's your guys' record next year?
Let's see. I think we'll win the division. I'll tell you that. and we'll probably
Okay.
go. What did we go last year? Like 12-7 or something like no 11 and. I know we
11,
lost a bunch.
7.
It's 11-7, and we started off 10-1. I'd say we probably win about 12 games next year. So what,
12 games?
12-5? Yeah,
Hey, at least you get a second place schedule this year, so that's gonna be nice.
yeah.
Let's
That was
see. Pick
brutal last year.
53, pick
That's what worries me about
57.
the Niners.
hmm
Right.
I think Dak's going to be on a decline this year too. I think you're going to be in good shape.
That's what I keep hearing. They don't want to sign him either. Resign him.
And they don't want to give him a running back, which is amazing for me. So
Or coach.
or anything really.
You
Yeah.
can do it all, right? Like, you can do it all. Don't worry about it. Just throw it to the other team. You'll be all right.
Just run a
Let's see.
QB
With
sneak with 19 seconds left in the game.
Fourth
with
and
pick
7.
53, sir, you are on the clock. What position
So,
you going for?
so I got so I addressed 2 needs. Well, I got a safety, right? Yeah, that was a safety.
Yeah, you got this. You got your
Yeah,
safety.
good
Fuller.
pick.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep, you got your safety and your linebacker.
All right. Let's see who's on the edge.
Yeah.
Hey, who's replacing Kelsey?
Cam Jurgens. He was a right starting right guard. Our
Okay.
line's set. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
Are
that's
you?
not bad. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. Let's see. You got Isaac out of Penn State,
Yeah,
Balin
he's
Trice out
good.
of Washington. Okay.
Yeah, Trice, he
Let's
was really good. I remember that guy.
Yep. Yeah. You. Let's see. Booker out of Kansas. Let's see here.
You know what?
Oh,
I'll
and
get
Fatui out of Washington too. Go ahead.
let's see. I'll get well, he's later. I'll get Trice. I like that guy at Washington.
All right. Trice is on. I'm not quite sure how. So Seattle had a D line coach. I had been following that coach for a long time. He is like a pass rush specialist. Like he's worked with guys like Max Crosby, Rashawn Gary,
Right?
and I've gone through a bunch of his training videos, and Seattle ended up getting rid of him. I think he took a different offer. He's back down in the college ranks, but was sad to see him leave the NFL because he got Seattle's edge rushers on point there towards the end.
Oh, nice.
Let's see here. It looks like we're waiting for pick 120, and this is going to be your last pick for this draft. So 4th round, boom. Hey, I'm sure has your wife said anything about the Cowboys not doing anything this offseason?
No, she's been pretty quiet, so I take digs at her a lot, so she's not me. I sent her that one meme where it said Cowboy sign nobody, and it said like nobody
Yeah.
in the graphic. Yeah, so she's
I
definitely not
love
a
it.
fan of me.
I love it.
Let's see. I didn't think about addressing Lane Johnson possibly retiring. I'm trying to think who we have at right tackle. Who's available on
Let's
offense?
see.
I probably should have got a tackle first.
Let's see here.
Right, you're a rookie GM right now, so
Yeah.
It's all good. This is why we do this. It's all fun and games.
I don't want Howie
Let's
Roseman's
see.
job, that's for sure. I'll
Can
stick
you
with
imagine
fantasy.
being the GM for Chicago? Like, I don't know. We'll trade Justin Fields. Anybody want to take Justin Fields? Nobody want to take Justin. Are you serious right now?
Yeah. Yeah, our buddy, we give him crap because it's like, okay, you're getting rid of Fields, but you're gonna draft a guy who's essentially the same player. I guess I don't know.
I hear you there.
I'm biased too, man. I went to Ohio State, so I saw enough I saw enough tape of him. Just kind of, he was cooking at Ohio State, so it's weird to see him run around so much. He didn't do that much at Ohio State. So I don't know. I still have hope, but we got
Well,
Stroud though. So I'll
he's
take that.
had what, 2 offensive
Yeah.
coordinators in his 4
Yeah,
years there. I mean, like there hasn't been a whole lot of consistency, right? And Nagy was his
yeah,
coach for the first couple. I mean,
yeah, Mike. I
yeah,
told Chris when they drafted him, I said that was the worst possible place for him to go.
right. No, yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that was bad.
yeah.
Speaking of Ohio State, what's the news behind JT? He's still there, isn't he? Tui
JT,
Moloau,
yeah,
the
they
edge
all came
rusher.
back. Yeah, all those guys
Good.
came back. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a Washington kid. I had to coach up against him, man. I hated it.
yeah. I remember they were recruiting him, so I followed him when he was in high school for a little bit. Yeah.
Eastside Catholic. Private school, come down and take all the Tacoma kids.
Ohio
Yeah,
State,
Ridiculous.
Ohio State should be really good this upcoming year. Rich and I were talking about it. I think Ohio State's gonna be.
it's Georgia, Ohio State, and everybody else. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
literally them
Yeah,
two.
definitely.
And
yeah.
Michigan, I mean, obviously drops out of there.
They lost a lot. Yeah,
They lost a lot. I don't think their coach that was their who was it? Their assistant coach is now their coach, right?
yeah,
Was he the D guy or the defensive guy or no? I think he was just another assistant, right?
yeah. He
Uh,
was. I think he might have been the offensive coordinator.
was he the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, yeah. Because they
Yeah.
had different defensive guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see them competing without Harbaugh. I really don't. And they haven't released a schedule yet, have they, for next year?
I
I don't think
think
so.
they had. What for? NFL or college?
College.
Yeah, colleges. It's in advance. So they. Oh
So
yeah. But you're right though because they changed. They have teams coming in. So
that's why I
yeah,
wasn't sure if they've gone over that yet. Like that's the only thing where it's going to be an interesting dynamic for teams like Ohio State, like having to travel West Coast now, right?
hmm
Um, like to me that's going to be really interesting to see how that all plays out. How does
yeah,
that affect you? Do you after one game do you stay and on the West Coast, right, and take the week out here and stay here for a back to back, right? I
yeah.
think that'll be really interesting.
I think it's going to be harder for all the smaller sports. For basketball and football, they'll be fine.
Right.
But
That's true.
yeah, I don't. I'm old school. I don't like the realignment. I see why they're doing it, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and it's
yeah,
just a lot of travel. I
yeah,
mean, keep in mind these are college kids, right? They still got classes to take, and
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe COVID and the online platform changed a little bit,
Oh
to
yeah,
allow this to even
yeah,
happen, right?
yeah. Oh, but I got to make my
Definitely.
last pick. What's my last pick gonna
Okay.
be?
Pick 120. Here we go. You sticking with O line?
Uh, no, it's
What
too
else do you
late. The
need?
Cardinals
You
suck.
got your DB, you got your safety, you got your line. Oh, you got your safety, you got your linebacker, and your edge rusher. Yep.
They say we need a receiver.
It says you need a receiver and a DB or corner.
Oh, yeah, let's get a corner real quick.
Okay. Let's see here. Do. At corner, Kyrie Jackson out of Oregon, Cam Hart of Notre Dame, Florida State's Jarian Jones, Smith Wade out of Washington State, Johnny Dixon out of Penn State. Let's see here.
Yeah, Dixon was pretty good. I remember Jackson. I'll go with Jackson.
Kyrie Jackson. Boom. Love it. I'm just curious who is
You see how like
still. Oh, Luke
Pac-12
McCaffrey's
guys.
still on board. Yeah, no kidding. Telling you, man, I doubt any other D lineman will have the same crazy stat line that JT pulled out of that Penn
That Penn
State
State
game.
game? Yeah. That was
Dude,
insane.
six tackles, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, a forced
Oh, man.
fumble, a fumble recovery, a touchdown, and a pass block.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Like what?
single-handedly
What?
one of the best games. Yeah.
As
Yeah.
a D lineman? What?
Ever.
Yeah. Yeah, that was legit. That was like an all-time game for that kid.
I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh, that is crazy. Good for him, though. Good for him.
happy to have him back along with everybody else. So we should be rolling. Be rolling a lot next year.
Like the Tide roll, Richie? Roll Tide? Is that what you're
Nah, we
saying?
don't do roll
Roll
tide.
Richie knows. Richie knows.
Yeah, no roll tide. Screw that
Richie,
Ohio
BC.
State making the college football
Richie
playoffs
hates
next year.
the SEC. Richie hates the SEC, and he hates that me and my boy Chris like Alabama. Richie just hates it. It gets under his skin, and we get under his skin. And what's crazy is we like Ohio State too, right? Like we don't have any issues with Ohio State, but we root for them. But we do like Bama.
It all started
Um,
my first year at Ohio State when we lost to Florida, and the SEC hasn't stopped since.
Yeah. Richie
Yeah,
oh,
actually
I bet.
boycotted. He actually boycotted the national championship between Bama and
Georgia,
Georgia.
and it was an all-time game. I saw the highlights.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like Richie,
Oh.
and me and my buddies are all literally putting Richie on the text. Richie, you see that highlight? That was a highlight play. I told you I'm not watching. Oh, Richie,
yeah,
you see that one? That was a beautiful touchdown catch. I'm not
yeah,
watching. Still not watching. Just leave me alone.
yeah. I'm
That's
tired of this
funny.
conference, but yeah.
Speaking of,
Anyway,
the other Washington kid, for Ohio State, Emeka Mbuka,
yeah,
the wide
he's, he's
receiver.
he's a good one.
That
I thought he
dude,
was going to go pro. Yeah,
that dude went. Yeah, I thought he was gonna go pro too. He went to a small high school, literally. And Mike, when I tell you guys this, it's literally, it's just like if we were to drive down baseline. The school I coached at was at like on top of the hill, and then not even like 2 blocks, 3 blocks down was a different smaller high school from this smaller town. And that's where he went to high school. We were always trying to get Emeka to come over. Come on, man. You know the air raid offense is up the hill. It ain't down here. But he dominated at the 2A level, so that's where he got his all his offers.
yeah, yeah. That's another good receiver, man. I like having that kid. Got some
He'll
good
be
ones,
he'll
that's
be
for
your
sure.
number one this year with Harrison gone, right?
Yeah, yeah. He'll definitely be the number one. I'm just curious about who the quarterback is going to be.
I was just gonna ask you that. Who is gonna play quarterback for him?
I think the younger guys are actually better than the guy who came in, who transferred in, Howard.
Oh yeah, the guy from
Yeah,
Kansas State, right?
yeah, the kid from San Marcos. He's pretty
Yeah.
good. Aaron Nolan. He's like a Michael Vick type quarterback. He looks pretty good. So we have some guys. I mean, just they need somebody out there because they have weapons. They'll have plenty of weapons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both your running backs are back too, right?
yeah. We lost
Oof.
the Dallin Hayden. He went to Tennessee, but I mean, he was down the shuffle. He actually was probably one of my favorite, probably the favorite one. I like the way he ran. Reminded me of a guy in the '90s, Michael Wiley, back in the day, who I like. But it was just a crowded backfield.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
always good to have a deep horse stable, though.
yeah.
Always good. Never know
Again,
with
we talk
injuries.
college football, you guys.
I know, man.
That's my wheelhouse right there.
College college football is great.
Yeah,
Absolutely great.
yeah,
Well, Richie, we appreciate you hopping on, man, and joining us doing a mock draft for your team, dude. This has been awesome. Hope you get another chance to join us again.
yeah. Anytime, guys. I have a little experience doing this. Mike heard some of my podcasts back during COVID because we were all bored in the house. So definitely we'll look forward to coming back on the show and helping you guys out, being a contributor.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we'll bring you back on, man. That's been great.
All right. Take care,
For
guys.
those of have a
See
good
you,
one.
Rich.
Have a
Take
good one.
care, Rich.
Thanks, Rich.
Mm.
For those that are still joined and tuned in with us, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at Jam Pack Podcast. Click on that notification button so you can view us live. We are live every Monday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Jam Pack Podcast, on Twitter at Jam Pack Pod. We will have a website coming out jampacked.com. Ooh, keep a lookout for that, baby. Keep a lookout for that. Oscar, what's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Fly Eagles fly, baby.
Nice.
Let's go. Let
Be
me
quiet, Oscar.
jam. Make sure you join up with us. You know, I'm MK from all of us at Jam Packed. Be safe out there. Take care of one another, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Well, later, guys.
Have a good night, fellas.
All right.